When I find the least common multiple between two expressions, I need to figure out what they have in common and what they do not. So when I have two monomials like I do here in the first one, the 4x to the third y and 8xy squared, I'm going to break down each one so I can see what it is made of, and then I'm going to go from there to find the least common multiple. So I have a 4x to the third and a y, so that's made up of a 4, 3 x's, and a y. My 8xy squared is made up of an 8, an x, and a y squared. So when I find the LCM, I'm going to go the coefficients, the x's, and the y's. So between 4 and 8, I want to know what their least common multiple is. So both 4 and 8 can become 8. I would just take 4 times 2 and it would take me up to that 8 value. So I'll have an 8 for my least common multiple to begin with. Now when I look at my variables, I want the variable with the highest exponent. So my x to the third and then my y squared. So my least common multiple came out to be 8x to the third y squared. Now when we have a binomial or a trinomial, we want to see, can I factor them if at all possible, and then from there I will take the common factor and the uncommon factors to create the least common multiple. So I'm going to start with x squared subtract 1, and that factors to give us x plus 1 and x minus 1. Then I'm going to look at the x squared plus 8x subtract 9, and it's a trinomial, so I'm going to factor it using the British method or the box method. When I factor, I get x plus 9 and x subtract 1. Now when I do my least common multiple, I want to know, do I have any factors in common? So they both share an x subtract 1, so I'm going to write that once. If they share the factor, then you only write that factor once. The uncommon factors, so the x plus 1 and the x plus 9, you also will include to create this 3-term least common multiple. You do not have to multiply it together. We're going to leave it with the 3 binomials.